Good morning, people. Rasatia here in Singapore. You're listening to the Night Out podcast. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. This week kind of slept by. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened. It went by really fast. Anyway, the point being that I feel really good. I've been kind of feeling out of sorts lately, but I feel really good. And I realized that that starts with me first thing in the morning. So that's why I called this episode First Thing in the Morning. I don't know how many of y'all realize how much is in your power as soon as you get out of bed. And yes, it is normal for us to suddenly focus on what we have to do that day or remember what we were going through last night to like kind of bring the day into focus. But when we do that, sometimes we choose not so great memories or not so great ideas so that we can forge forward in the morning, but it's not always productive. Case in point, I had a fight with somebody yesterday, right? And I wasn't feeling so great about it, but got tired, fell asleep, woke up, and I felt good this morning. And then I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I fought with them. And there, it went downhill, derailed my entire morning. And it took me a little bit of time to find my power and my happiness and my pep all over again. So that's the reason I'm coming to you this morning, because I know a lot of us do that. If I'm still doing it, obviously I haven't mastered that lesson. But it also means that now that I'm aware, I can pinpoint where all my nonsense is coming from and maybe, just maybe, find my way out of it. And as I find my way out of it, tell you what I'm doing so maybe you could try it too. That's the whole point of this podcast. A lot of y'all think that I'm talking about the same shit over and over again. In a way, I am. I still preach that love is the ultimate power on earth. It's the only force on earth that can help you heal. You got to heal yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to forgive yourself. And then forgive other people, whether you get the apology or not. All those things, that comes from love. The way you treat other people comes from love. The way that you receive love from other people, that comes from love. Feeling that you are worthy of that love coming from other people, that is a love response as well. So honestly, yes, I'm talking about the same thing over and over again in many, many iterations. Like it's like the many avatars of love in life or whatever. But the point being that you have a choice in the matter. It may not always be a conscious choice, but you do have a choice in the matter. So like I said, this morning woke up and I was like, yeah, okay, good. Got to get baby girl up. Let me lay in bed here for a little bit. She can snuggle with me, and then we'll get up when the second alarm goes off. When the second alarm went off, though, I got up, feet hit the floor, and suddenly I was like, damn, you know what? I kind of feel bad about the argument I had yesterday, and I kind of wish I hadn't said some of the things that I was saying. And there it went. It was rush, 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 and then this loop playing in my head about this conversation I had yesterday that didn't go so well. So it's like that for a lot of us, right? I'm trying to tell you that you need to be so aware in how often this happens so that you create a plan for yourself on how to kind of get your life back on track. It's almost like when a train derails, there is a course of action, there's a plan of action on how to get it back on track. Depending on how bad the derailment is, maybe there's a crash, maybe the cars have toppled to their side or whatever, but there is a way. There is a specific course of action on how to get the train back on track. Same thing for you. Talking to a couple of my cousins and some friends, everyone's going through hard times. Everyone's going through like difficulties every so often. It's not always the same time, obviously, but the general consensus is once they realize that they're the only ones who can get themselves out of this funk, they got to think about what it is that they love to do that will get them out of the funk. Some of them need to dance around like an idiot in the house. I'm one of those people. Some of them need to cook. I love to cook. And when I cook, I got to have either a TV show playing or some music playing. I'll be singing at the top of my lungs. Off key or not, it doesn't matter. But the point is, I'm enjoying myself, like expending energy. I am doing something productive. I'm doing something physically to kind of let out some steam. Sometimes I gotta work out. I can't sit around anymore. I gotta work out. I gotta get rid of some of this pent up energy. And sometimes, like yesterday, I had to find a movie I hadn't seen before that would allow me to cry. Now, my brother got on the phone with me and he was like, why don't you watch The Green Mile? And why don't you watch this? And I was like, yo, The Green Mile, The Shawshank Redemption, um, any one of those like older movies, whatever, I know them by heart. I mean, like the lines by verbatim. I know the movie by heart. So it's not going to allow me to get swept away with the emotions like a new movie would. It's not going to allow me to kind of follow the course of, the character development and whatever, and the revelations that the character goes through in order for me to actually cry. Because I already know what's coming next. You know what I mean? So it's one of those moments where I had to find something I'd never seen before to allow me to cry because I knew once I got it out of my system, because it was like pent up behind my eyes or whatever, once I got it out of my system, it would be fine. But that's the point. I have been through heartache so often in so many different scenarios. I know when my energy is off. I know when I'm not being productive, where I sit and, look at oracle cards all day long looking for the perfect reading or whatever nonsense. I know when I'm fucking around. I know when I'm letting it sap all of the energy out of me. Knowing is half the battle. Now that I know what I need to do next. Now look at this. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 6:30, dropped baby girl off, and was back in the house by 7:30. 7:30 until about 8:30, I allow myself to wallow a little bit and get that shit out of my system, because I know if I avoid it, if I don't feel that stuff, it's going to keep creeping up all through the day and keep derailing what I'm trying to do. So I let it happen. I pushed through it, and then when I couldn't take it anymore, I got up and did what I had to do. I listened to music. I looked at a couple of posts. I let some of those sad meme things happen a little bit, and I was like, okay, that kind of sucks. And then now I'm like, all right, well, I got shit to do. I got work to do, and I feel better about myself. But it's also because I allowed a whole day to go by yesterday so that I could feel what I needed to feel. Because I'm telling you, if you suffocate it, if you push it aside, if you pretend it doesn't exist and power through, first of all, it's not going to be your best work. And second of all, it's just going to hit you harder when you finally allow it to be felt. So, first thing in the morning, you do choose your thoughts. First thing in the morning, as much as you can, try not to revisit all the things that went wrong. First thing in the morning, if you can, try to be as grateful as you can for everything that you do have. Look, I have a bed, and I have AC in my room and a fan. I have clocks that work. I have electricity. I have warm water to take a shower in. I have food in the house enough to make breakfast and lunch for baby girl. I will pack her breakfast and pack her lunch and make her breakfast, and I get to walk her to school every morning without fail. And it's the best feeling in the world, because not everyone gets that opportunity to do that. Not everyone has the kind of lifestyle I've created for myself. And it's not ideal. It's not the best that it can be, but it's getting there. So if you can spend the first couple of minutes, the first couple of thoughts as soon as your feet hit the ground on recognizing what you do have, instead of zeroing in on the things that you don't or the things that aren't going well, it will allow you to be open to receiving more throughout the day. First thing in the morning. It's tough. It's a habit we have. First thing in the morning, usually I go through all the things that I have to do. And usually as I go down the list, there's a couple things on there that I don't like, and I'm like, oh, why do I have to do this? But that's already a bad attitude. Whereas, if I woke up first thing in the morning and focused on all the things that were beautiful in my room, and then as I walk out of my room, what else is beautiful in the house, and what else is, abundance in my home and kitchen and bathroom and all of those things, pretty soon I notice the thousands of things that are going right instead of the few things that aren't. I hope that makes sense, you guys. I hope that gives you another avenue of something to try, something to focus on, because it all begins with our thoughts. Our reality comes from our thoughts. All right? Our projection becomes the perception. And that is from A Course in Miracles that I've been kind of like delving into a little bit lately. But as you will notice, I will go back to my usual format on Instagram. I'm going to start teaching again, and I'm excited about the stuff I'm getting ready to put out. So please let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. If there's any topic you want me to touch, please let me know, because I would love to hear what you need. And in the meantime, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.